Today we're going to talk about my favorite method of solving systems of equations, the elimination method. Okay, I like this because I actually had a student one time. They would do this in class on the test and stuff. They would go die when they would cancel stuff out, and got a little unnervy sometimes. All right, a couple things we need to do first is arrange the systems to align the terms. So all the x's, all the y's, and stuff. Now we're going to eliminate one of the variables. Okay, there's a couple ways to do that. We're going to get over that. Solve the equation, then plug it back in. Okay, so from step 3 and 4 are super similar to substitution. And this is like a choose your own adventure thing. You get to pick which method you want to use for this. Sorry, new drink. Thank you, Dr. Pepper. All right, so if we look here at number 1, our x's are lined up and y's and constants. Now, I don't like saying the phrase adding the equations. I like saying combine them because sometimes you'll add in certain columns and sometimes you will subtract. So just kind of pay attention. So x minus x, well, that goes away. All right, we have negative 2y plus 1y. That's a 1. So we get negative y. Negative 2 plus 3, negative 1. Negative 1. All right, so y equals 1. Now, we could choose any of these to plug this into, top or bottom. I usually have students say, like, use the top. Okay. So x minus 2 times, and all I'm doing is plugging in that 1 where the y is. X minus 2 equals 2, negative 2. We add, and this is going to be kind of nice. X equals 0. Now, if you get an x or a y equal to 0, that does not mean it's no solution. Things can be a 0. All right. So our actual answer is this. Ta-da! So moving on. Now, this one is lined up. Okay. But nothing will really cancel out as is. Now, if we look really close, we notice that these have the same term, same number. And if you try to combine these all just as is, nothing will go away. So that's how you should know something's amiss. This is what I want to do. I want to leave this top one alone. And I want to take this bottom one and multiply everything by negative 1. All right, so what that does is change all these signs. So instead of being positive 2x, and now negative 2x. And now we have a positive 2y. And we have a negative 5. Okay, so the y's go away. That's good. X and then 3. Wow, that was pretty easy. So again, you could choose either one. Some people love using the top. Equals 8. So this ends up being 9 minus 2. Equals 8. Sorry. Sound effect. And you divide by negative 2. We get 9 equals 1/2. Now, I want to write it like this. That way it makes more sense. Usually in the past with Algebra 1, if there's a fraction or if there's not fractions in the problem, you give your answer as a fraction. If there are decimals in the problem, your answer is a decimal. I could go either way, personally. If you don't know that, 1/2 is that, then that's kind of a bad thing. We can either fix that. And then we need to also look at some other stuff to make sure we're going okay. All right. All right. This one is not aligned. Okay. If you look at it, again, I want to leave this one alone just for up now. Now, to get this one lined up, I got to subtract 9x. So now I have 9x plus 6y equals 9. Now, you get to choose which one you want to get rid of. You could choose x, you could choose y. I have lots of people that are like, get rid of the x. All right. So if we were to try to get rid of the x's, if we multiply everything up here by 3, okay? I'm just going to kind of move this over here. So now we have 9x minus 6y is negative 9. And I'm leaving this alone. So when we combine everything, we get 0 plus 0 equals 0. Yes, this would be infinitely, is it infinitely many or all real solutions? What does it say? Infinitely many. Okay. If you didn't want to do that, you could write the infinity sign. But, since you're not having to write stuff down, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's a matching thing or multiple choice. All right. Now, setting these up is usually the hardest thing of what to get rid of. Again, I've said that some people love to just get rid of the x's every time, no matter what. That's just how they would operate. Some people are a little bit more fluid. They look for the easiest one. That's what I would do. I would look for the easiest one. So let's look at our x column. All right, that's a 5 and 2, nothing really close to that. All right, so let's move this over, hopefully. There we go. Come on. Here you go. Cheese and crackers. All right. Now, 6 and 3, those are multiples of each other. Okay. So, or 3 is a multiple of 6 or factor or whatever. So we can actually focus on getting rid of the y. So I want to leave the top alone. And now, what do I need to multiply this? It can't be a positive 6. I got to make this be a negative 6. So what would I have to multiply 3 by to make it be a negative 6? Wait time, it's a teacher thing. Okay. Yeah, negative 2. So I got to multiply everything by negative 2. Again, a lot of people are like, well, how do you know what to multiply by? Well, you have to think about what you're getting rid of. Okay, y's cancel. X equals 2. Now, I'm not going to solve the rest of it out. You should be able to pick one of these equations, plug in 2 for x, and solve. Okay, so for some of the rest of these, we're actually going to focus on what we're going to eliminate and stuff, because that's the main thing. All right, again, well, that's a multiple, that's a multiple. So it really doesn't matter what you want to get rid of. If you want to get rid of the x, you want to get rid of the y. I need my caffeine, y'all. I am like being drugged up underneath the struggle bus. That email that says that we're not coming back face to face this week really threw me for a loop. I have yet to recover. My brain, it made all my hair fall out. So if we're going to get rid of x. So this is a positive 6. Again, I want this to be a negative 6. What would I have to multiply everything by? Negative 2. So this gives me a plus 2y, and this gives me positive 18. So 0 plus 0, Now, 0 cannot equal 28. There's a big difference between having $0 and having $28. Okay, so this would be no solution. Man, that dog, giving me the burps. Okay. All right. I'm going to set this up two ways. And you'll see why here in a second. So just bear with me. If I can get this to work. Oh, there we go. So we have 3x and 4x. We have 3 and 2. None of these, like 3 is not a factor of 4 or vice versa. So if you're going to get rid of x, not a 6, get rid of x. All right. What is the number that both 3 and 4 can go into? Okay, that's right. It would be 12. So now you would want one of them to be negative. So let's let this bottom one be. I like to have my bottom ones negative. So what did we multiply each of these by to get what we're supposed to? Well, the top, we had to multiply this. I'd have to multiply everything by 3. Equals 24. And this one, I'd have to multiply everything by negative 4. Okay, minus 12y equals negative 36. Okay, those would cancel. You can solve. But what if you want to get rid of y? All right, if you want to get, I want to kind cheat. Watch this. All right, same problem. We're just going to get rid of the y. Okay, so we want these to be different things or same number, different signs, so they'll cancel. Well, a number that both 2 and 3 will go into is going to be 6. So if I want a 6y right here, and I want a negative 6y right here, all right, what would I have to multiply this top one by to make this become a 6? Right, it's a 3. So I'd have 12x plus 6y. Well, we kind of knew that from the other one, if you were paying attention. All right, and 24. Now, what would we have to multiply this one by? Do a different color just for fun. To make this be a negative 6. That would be negative 2. So we did number 6x minus 6y equals negative 18. All right, so our y's cancel here, our x's cancel here, and you solve. Okay, it's what you want to do. Some people that, again, they're going to just pick one variable and get rid of it. That's all they do. Pick one variable, get rid of it. Pick one variable, get rid of it. If this were me, for this one, I would try to get rid of x. And here's the reason why. I want to get rid of x. Now, you can get rid of y, but we already see this is a negative right here. So I won't have to multiply this by a negative. All right, so if we look at 3 and 5, what's the number that both 3 and 5 will go into? Well, it's 15. So we're going to have a 15x here and a negative 15x here. Okay, that's our goal. So that's what we want. So this is how we will know what to multiply by. Okay, on this top one, what am I going to have to multiply by to make this become 15? Well, it's a 5. Plus 10y equals 7. All right. On the bottom, well, I'm going to have to multiply this by to be this. Well, it would be a 3. Sometimes it's like the other multiple. I don't like to say all the time. I call that a blanket statement because it covers everything, and we're not going to say that. All right. So when we do this, our x's cancel, and we can solve. All right. Now, I'm not going to go over any of the rest of the handout. You're just going to have to kind of find out what you want to do. Okay. Again, you're not photo math. Okay. You can't sit there and give me the answer. Think about what you want to do. Look at it for a little bit. Come up with a plan. If you are always a get rid of X person, then you decide what you have to do to get rid of X every time. All right. And that's kind of it for today's lesson. All right. Good things. Roll Tide.